If you've ever looked at a car on the road, you've probably noticed the small metal plate on the front or back, the license plate. It's something we see every day but rarely think about. It is small, flat, usually rectangular, and covered with letters and numbers that identify a vehicle. Without it, cars wouldn't be legally registered or traceable. In fact, that simple plate is one of the most important tools in modern traffic systems. In this video, we're going to talk about why are license plates made of metal. It turns out the answer isn't just about strength or cost. There's a much more interesting reason behind why this specific material ended up winning over all the others. Let's dive in. Right here on History of Simple Things. When governments began requiring vehicles to display registration numbers, they needed a simple way to put those numbers where they could be seen. There was no universal material standard, so early plates varied widely. Some were painted metal, while others used porcelain-coated steel, leather, wood, or cardboard. The choice often depended on local availability and cost. Metal quickly became attractive because it could survive outdoor conditions and hold a permanent registration number. Steel was especially useful because it was strong and could be stamped or embossed. Instead of relying entirely on paint, letters and numbers could be pressed directly into the sheet. That made the information more resistant to ordinary wear. Historical records from Delaware, for example, show porcelain plates being used in the early 1900s before the state moved to steel. During periods when metal supplies were restricted, governments sometimes used substitute materials again. Metal remained the practical choice. The biggest advantage of metal is its combination of strength, thinness, and formability. A license plate does not need to be thick like a car door. It only needs to stay reasonably rigid, remain attached, and tolerate cutting, punching, stamping, printing, and coating. Steel provides considerable strength, while aluminum offers another major advantage: low weight and good resistance to ordinary corrosion. Aluminum can still corrode under certain conditions, but unlike ordinary steel, it does not form the familiar red rust that can rapidly eat away exposed iron. That makes it useful for an outdoor object. Aluminum can also be produced as thin sheet and processed efficiently, which suits high-volume manufacturing. This is why aluminum is common in modern license plate production in many jurisdictions, although materials vary around the world. Metal also provides a stable foundation for reflective films, inks, paints, and protective coatings. Those layers protect important information for years. If modern plastics can be strong, lightweight, inexpensive, and weather-resistant, why not make every license plate from plastic? In fact, non-metal materials have been used for license plates in some places, so the idea is possible. Metal, however, offers several practical advantages. It is rigid, which helps a thin plate maintain its shape when fastened to a vehicle. It also works well with traditional stamping and forming processes. On embossed plates, the letters and numbers can be pressed directly into the sheet, making them part of the plate rather than simply sitting on its surface. Metal also provides a predictable base for reflective sheeting and coatings. That does not mean plastic cannot perform these jobs. Modern plastics can be remarkably durable, and different jurisdictions use different approaches. The issue is the overall combination of properties. A license plate needs to be inexpensive, strong enough for mounting, easy to manufacture in large quantities, and compatible with markings that remain visible outdoors. That balance is difficult for any single alternative material to match in mass production today. One of the most important things about a modern license plate is that its visibility does not come from the metal alone. Many plates use a reflective surface that sends incoming light back toward its source, which is why a plate can appear bright when illuminated by headlights at night. This reflective layer is applied during manufacturing, though the exact process varies by jurisdiction. Afterward, the plate is printed, embossed, coated, or otherwise finished with its identifying characters. A modern license plate is therefore a combination of technologies: a rigid metal base, a reflective surface, identification markings, and protective layers. The metal provides structure, while the reflective material improves visibility. This also helps automated license plate recognition systems, which use cameras and software to detect and interpret characters more easily in low light. Not all countries use identical reflective systems, but the goal is the same: ensuring the registration number remains readable in daylight, darkness, glare, and changing weather conditions. A license plate must be cheap to produce in large quantities, yet durable enough to last for years outdoors reliably. It is exposed to sunlight, rain, humidity, dust, mud, road debris, temperature changes, and road salt in some regions constantly. Metal provides a strong base, while coatings and reflective films protect printed information on the surface during use and exposure. Production is efficient. Sheets are cut into blanks, holes are punched, and surfaces are prepared for finishing processes at scale. Though simple in appearance, plates result from a carefully designed system balancing cost, durability, and efficiency for mass production. So, why are license plates made of metal? Metal is ideal because it is thin, strong, and easy to shape, stamp, and coat with reflective material for visibility. Steel was historically important, while aluminum is now common due to its light weight and resistance to rust. Although other materials like porcelain, wood, and cardboard were once used, metal proved the most reliable choice for long-term durability and clear identification on the road. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.